Okay, just out with Gareth, who's come down for a CRF300 ride against a Himalayan. He's just coming down the trail now on the mighty Himalayan. Never been off-road before, so we're just taking these two bikes out, mainly road riding, but this easy long trail that I use for the A2 days. Now the 300 Rally, as you can see here, and the Himalayan seem perfectly contested, even though price is different, 6,000 plays, 4.7 or whatever. But power's similar, and people looking at both, sometimes the same person. For me, the 300, let me switch it around. It is a great trail bike. But what this lane does, this kind of easy lane, especially with the novice on board, is show just how well suited the Himalayan is to this type of riding.
All right.
Yeah, filming. How was that?
More forgiving.
More forgiving?
A lot more forgiving.
Go on, do you mind if I record this?
No, not at all.
More forgiving, okay.
So I got a little bit overconfident and started drifting off a little bit, and it was just easier to sit down on this and start paddling through. Whereas I'm sure, you know, as an off-road bike, that's a lot more capable and everything, but it didn't feel as novice friendly. This did.
You look comfortable. You were coming at a bigger speed, or you were carrying a better pace.
It felt easier to get up to, for someone who's not been off-road, it felt easier to get up to speed on this. And just like, it sounds silly, but you're generally closer to the ground if you do just want to sit down and start paddling through it. I felt more confident on this, definitely.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because that should be the more natural bike of choice. But I think myself taking them both up, that feels so grounded and stable. Whereas that, when you jump on the 300, it feels quite lively and alert and divey and darty, which as a novice rider, I guess is not necessarily what you want.
The throttle definitely feels a bit more subdued on this, like in a good way, a bit more forgiving. Like I felt, and again, not being off-road, like still getting used to the clutch control on that, and I was getting a bit choppy with the throttle. Whereas with this, it was just a lot more forgiving.
Well, as I found on the 300 Rally, I needed fourth gear to give me the same sort of progressive throttle response as the Himalayan gives you in sort of third and second.
I didn't have the guts to go past third on that.
Well, no, but even putting it into fourth and keeping a lower speed meant there wasn't the lag up the snatch on the throttle.
Yeah. But like as I was going up the gears, obviously it's great, but then you've got to have more control on the clutch, which was where I was kind of had something else to think about there. Whereas I think with this going up the hills, I could just pop it in second, pretty much have the clutch out, and it was just kind of tracting along quite happy.
So far out of the two, what we're thinking?
Well, before I really loved the CRF, and it still makes me smile on the road, even though it's, you know, it's more of an off-road bike. But in terms of something to get my confidence up off-road, I would, if you said do that again, I would definitely go on this one.
Interesting. Just to say, we've had issues with both bikes today. The Himalayan has done its little stalling technique, which I think is those gremlin relays again. And the CRF300, not its own fault, has had a front end puncture. Which is worthwhile saying that the Holt aerosol instant inflator kits has worked a treat. It's just carried a little one, pop that in, and it put pressure up, and it's held pressure since. So people say they don't always work, but on this occasion it definitely has worked. So do a bit more road riding and seeing if we can end up with the same result, Himalayan or CRF300.
See ya.